The Temple of Droplets holds the last of the elements, like the Minish Elder said. So let's brace ourselves and do this. Are you ready? Yeah, let's do it. What's that face for? You don't want to brace yourself? Alright, fine, no bracing. Let's just go. Chuckle, chuckle, and other such things. Let's do it. It's dungeon time. Let's get it over with. Get that other item. And then more overworld stuff will be open. So why are we wasting time in the first place? So yeah, what is today now? No way to just quickly jump down to it. I guess we gotta go to that other stump and swim. Don't have that dude's piece. So, yeah, let's just go find some more in the dungeon. Because you know they're gonna be in there. They're everywhere in this thing. It's May 5th now. I skipped a day. Day of uselessness. I guess I needed it. I don't know. They're far too frequent, though. The days where you just do nothing. Temple of Droplets. It's a nice dungeon. Man, no water stuff? I'm disappointed. I'm gonna turn into a hatsicle. Ice physics. We meet again. The floor is made of ice, you don't say. Boss door is right here at the entrance. Oh yeah, we're gonna have all kinds of block puzzles, aren't we? Kinda neat music, though. There's like a mystery to it. Yeah, actually, I spent all day yesterday watching those old Giant Bomb videos, because there's that news about Giant Bomb. A lot of the people are leaving. Ah, I see, we gotta melt the ice. Oh my gosh, sunlight! I wonder if it can melt the ice. Gonna fall from above, isn't that clever? We're getting into things. But yeah, I was watching mostly the first and second Mario Party parties that they did on that channel. Jeff Gersman and stuff, he cracks me up, man. Just his lack of caring. I know, it's like for show or whatever. Well, actually, in that context, it's probably pretty honest, because Mario Party is full of a bunch of crap. But yeah, Jeff got his start at GameSpot. And then there was like a controversial firing, and then he formed Giant Bomb. And like all those guys, those big... They're like California-based gaming media of giant companies. Like, I didn't even realize Giant Bomb is basically a subsidiary paid by CBS, the television network that like David Letterman and stuff was on at one point. Started on NBC, but... Now what's the point of all that? Oh, is that the boss key? Well, that would make sense, because the boss door was at the start. Hold on, we need this. Block puzzle time. So, we want the key. Top one goes over, push the key up, down, over, then we need a down, so we need to push the down one down and over to create a space. Top block goes over, and then we're done. Good thing you could still push it all spiky. Well, where does it go from here? How do we get it to the light? Okay. That is that. But yeah, if that's not every guy's dream scenario, those Mario Party videos, you just see a glimpse of their San Francisco office. It's just a wide open space with a super nice couch, a nice armchair, they got decorations everywhere, and all the equipment set up. And there's a guy monitoring it, so all you have to do is sit there and play the game and just be silly, you know? And you get paid for it. Not based on, like, views or anything, you just get paid for it. Because it's your job. Now this intrigues me. Going into the boss door already? That looks to be the element, alright. But what will we do? We can't even touch it while it's trapped in that ice. We need to melt it off somehow. Man, has there ever been a Zelda dungeon that has done this? You see the boss right away and everything else is designed around that? Like, how do you unthaw the boss? I feel like there may have been an instance somewhere before. Okay. Well, I guess this would explain why there's not a strictly water dungeon. Because all you can do... Yeah, check every waterfall. There's money in them. So it would seem, anyway. But yeah, all you can do is swim and dive in 2D. Which really makes me appreciate 3D water dungeons even more, because 3D let them create all new puzzles based around water. That's pretty amazing if you think about it. I don't know why that wall is there. Oh, to get back up. Probably, yeah. Well, let's just see what's going on here. The way forward is hidden in the bottom of the pot. The heck? Is this the pot? There's definitely something in here. Yep, okay, maybe that is the pot. That's the way forward. Makes sense. And no shallow water to get that. Alright. So it's like a hybrid water and ice dungeon, which I guess you have to do in 2D. But you know, when I really think about it, though, there is something about that, because for as much as I've played Link to the Past, even still, there's, like, I couldn't really tell you much about the dungeons. I remember them, but not in, like, crazy detail. Oh, would you stop it? Man. More lily pad business, okay. This was in the first dungeon, so I guess that was part water, too. Yeah, like, I remember the Tower of Hera. I know a little bit of Misery Mire, mostly for the name. Like, I remember the dungeons, but they don't really strike me. But then you have something like Ocarina of Time. So many people have played that, probably more than Link to the Past, which is weird. But also somehow makes sense. And that's as basic as it gets. Forest temple, water temple, fire, like, you know? And that's kind of like the NES, too. It's like, oh, the red dungeon, the blue dungeon. You just have a palette color, it's easy to remember, but everybody remembers it. Like, you can clearly picture the forest temple and everything that it entails. Maybe not fire so much, but also, yeah, like every dungeon of Ocarina of Time. I don't know what that is. Was 3D just that amazing that it burned more of an imprint? This is the first mini-boss again. Why? Oh, because there's ice physics now and it makes it annoying, I see. But yeah, the whole point in going on that little tangent was this dungeon. The idea that the boss room is the central part, and we're kind of going around trying to activate the boss. That's kind of unique. And it's one of those things that would lead internet fandom, for lack of a better word right now, to be like, oh, it's one of the greatest Zelda dungeons of all time. The compass. I mean, I'm sure there is a ranking of all the 2D Zelda dungeons. There's gotta be a video. Like, what video hasn't been done at this point? Well, no, that we saw a glimpse of that room. It's all frozen blocks. We gotta find whatever the dungeon item is, because it's clearly going to be something that melts ice. But yeah, continuing that tangent before I lose the thought. Giant Bomb is reconsidering like what it means to be a gaming website in 2021. Which kind of goes into what I just said, like what hasn't been done. And then, like, there's just certain things that are just for entertainment value, I guess. Which is why Let's Players still continue to maintain some kind of popularity. Because, I don't know, people find a personality and just like it or something. Ah, crap. Let me see if I can find my brain. I don't know where I last left it. So, if I push the right one over, I'm not going to be able to push the one I just pushed. I think I already screwed up. Chances are I already screwed up. Because that's how the brain works. When you're, fill in the blank. Yeah, this is wrong. It's almost right. Because this could go up. And then... yeah... Wait, how the heck do we reset this? And is the lily pad gonna disappear? Because that would make me smack my forehead against 8 walls at the same time. Wait a minute. Yeah, see? That move! Conjoined twins... Wait. I had to try anyway. Cool. Can I blow it over there? Well, that's that. Alright, down. That's the right first move. Left with that one. That creates a buffer. Now we gotta think the block above the switch. Over, down, creating a space. And let's not be stupid here. Over and over, we're done. So that other block is just for show. Well, several failures later, we got there. Now, what the heck was I talking about before I had to actually think? There's a frozen chest over there. That's where I was going to reload it. Luckily, this stayed. What does it mean to be a gaming website in 2021? Yeah, that whole thing. You can... not even just a gaming website, but... anything. I guess the idea with any job, anything... no. It's like the old generation's gonna die, right? People die. That's life. Somebody's gotta fill the spot. So that's why you go to school and you learn something. And you train up under somebody until they retire, and then, yeah. Oh, geez, more of these guys. Let's try out our magical boomerang. I I guess it is just like the Link to the Past one, it just goes further or something. It doesn't seem to have any drastic other thing to it. And there's our first checkpoint, okay. We gotta be close to the dungeon item, that means. Still like this Four Swords stuff. So that was the left side that dumped us out on the right. And we're gonna have to do it again on the other side, right? The whole symmetry thing? Yeah! And then it's thawed, and that's pretty cool. I do like the design. But again, will I remember it? After, like, see, I think that's a equation too. Being like 6 years old, or 8, 10, a kid, and playing a game glued to the screen in pure wonder, and taking in something that way versus 20 years later. The game is almost 20 years old. You're older, more jaded. Is it even possible for a game you've never played to beat out your childhood memories of other games? Like, how do you beat that bias of being a kid? I mean, I'm enjoying this game, don't get me wrong. I just wonder, am I gonna remember it? Or am I just always gonna think of it as like, oh yeah, I played that in 2021 for YouTube. Because it was something to fill the time, you know? Like, I don't know. But I guess that kind of goes back to those Mario Party videos by Giant Bomb, where you had, it was like 4 people, right? And they each kind of brought something, with Jeff's whole thing being like, he didn't care, you know, like that whole angle of humor. Ah, I see. One opens the door, one shines the light. I feel like the not caring thing is an easy thing to pull off, and a lot of people tend to do that. Like, it's cool not to care, you know, at some point in your life, like especially the high school years. It's easy to be funny with a careless attitude, basically, if you do it right, but it's easy to overdo it, too. It's the first boss, but the blue variety, okay. So we gotta use the Gust Jar again, probably, and, That's right, they're electric, too. Crap. Well, I know I didn't have the greatest fight against that first boss, but I also didn't understand the game that much. Yet. Like this, I think he just falls over. I saw some of your comments were saying that. And this guy seems to only be vacuumable when he's not electric. Yeah, it's not working. Yeah, but a lot of the newer games I've played have been exactly what I just said. It's like, yeah, I played them, but it's like you play them and you're done. And especially the older ones, like Crash Bandicoot. I genuinely didn't really care much for Crash Bandicoot, I gotta say. So I still have like 2 and 3 of that collection to do. But my interest level is pretty much, I'll do it for a time filler. Sometime when I really don't want to play anything else. Well, there we go. That wasn't so bad. You got the flame lantern. Turn it on and off. Alright. Well, I can already think of some puzzles that I can now solve. Both in here and outside. Oh, okay, we saw this. Yeah, there's the compass chest. I kind of like that you can have the lantern out and still swing your sword and stuff. This is, I don't know. I think just in general, these days it's hard to care about stuff. But I do wonder how much of that is just getting older. Like, you have to have a sincere effort to maintain interest in something. Otherwise, it's just easy to be like, meh. I'm not talking about Minish Cap, though. I think all Zelda games, when you're really in them and playing them, they're fun. It's just the memorability. That's not a word. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But part of me does wonder if that's like an adult defense, the whole not caring thing. It's harder to care. Actually, I remember somebody commented on one of my older videos about that whole concept. It's like, when we were kids, that was it. We were interested and we had a whole bunch of wonder and not really too much else to worry about. But as an adult, everything you do, you bring like 800 other things that are on your mind to the table, and you can't focus like you used to. You can't just enjoy something like you used to. Like, hey, getting into this room, picture any adult. Maybe at this point your phone would ring, or somebody in the other room would be like, could you come here for a second? It's like, alright, pause it. Next thing you know, for the next 20 minutes, you're doing something else, and it's like, oh yeah, I had the game on in the other room. Then you gotta come back to it, you know? Guess that's all that is. So yeah, with that kind of stuff, I think any game, whether it's the most amazing game ever created or not, you're not gonna love it like the stuff you played when you were a kid, because you just... There's too much going on in the dome upstairs, you know? But I'm just talking crap, and that's mostly what life is. It's a bunch of people who don't know what they're doing, just winging it. Like gaming media. It's all just random people with random opinions. If it pleases your interest, then there you go. You're entertained, they're getting paid, and the world goes round. My God. Wait, oh, it wasn't transitioning. That was weird. But yeah, Temple of Droplets. Somebody out there, this is their favorite dungeon ever created, probably. It is pretty neat, I gotta say. This 4-sword stuff definitely does help with the previous dungeon and this one. Yeah, it's just like alternating side by side and up and down. It's rough when it comes up in real life, though, the whole retro gaming stuff. I do my hardest to not talk about it at all. Oh, what the heck? I've had so many bosses in the past. You know, they always want to, like, buddy up to you or something. Just, you're working, right? That's what you do. You gotta, you have to do something to take your mind off of work and get by in the day, so people like to talk. It's what we do. Oh, jeez, this is a little bit rough. So the block goes on one switch, and we create clones. But why is this other block here? So the clone can get through without despawning. I see. Now, take a guess. Top. Well, I guess it really wouldn't matter top or bottom. It's gonna work either way. Now we just gotta get ourselves and our clone over here. But yeah, I remember the last time I really ever brought it up was I had a boss who was like, what do you like to do when you're not working? What are you into? You know, I think so many people in your day-to-day life are going to ask you that question. And that's like when you kind of have to reveal what you like, which is dangerous. Crap. You know, I was honest with him. I was like, alright, we've been working together for a long time. All we ever do is talk about work, and he probably thinks I'm insane because I'm frantic. So maybe I will be honest and just talk about something. I was like, yeah, I kind of like retro games. And he's like, oh, really? You know, like Mario and stuff? And then, you know, you just get that generic response where it's like, yeah, we had one growing up, a Nintendo. Oh, I like the one with the map. You know, and it's like, which one? There's multiple Mario games that have a map. So, oh, but you could fly and it had that music. So, yeah, they all have music and, you could fly in Mario 3. And Super Mario World, and you just start to sound like a jerk, you know? You're like that guy, one of those internet guys. Well, actually, judging by popularity, you probably had Mario Bros. 3, but then again, you might not be the age where you had an NES, and it was more likely that you had a Super Nintendo. So you probably actually played Super Mario World. Was there a dinosaur? You know, you just sound like an ass. And it's like that with everything. So, while this may be somebody's favorite dungeon in your day-to-day life, even just talking with, I don't know, anybody, there's very few people that are gonna be like, but what about the Temple of Droplets, though? Especially when you do get to, like I said, we're at the age, 20, especially 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds and 40-year-olds. It starts to thin out a little bit, but we're still heavily into the gaming thing. Any older than that, and you start to really dwindle. But it's a mixed bag. At least my generation. Which, I'm in my early 30s still, so... late 80s. Babies. Perhaps early 90s, even. it's like you break that down with anything. Baseball. You could sound like an idiot talking about baseball, and that's your main interest. Just because you like a certain team or something, you know? Any interest in the world, you gotta find the audience for it to actually have a conversation. It's like, yeah, most people did have a Nintendo. They don't know which one. And you could usually figure out which one based on what they say or something. But I don't know, it's just... If it takes that much effort to explain it, it's like, you might as well just not even go there. And just say, I just typically sleep and just get up for work again, you know? I don't have an interesting life. Don't even ask me. And just assume, take... what is the phrase? I don't know. Just assume you're worse than them, right? And be like, well... It's like, what do you do in your free time? Don't worry about it. You do more interesting things. You don't even want to hear what I do in my free time. But yeah, that's what I've found. Socializing, whoa. Yeah, just socializing in the general public that I do see on a daily basis. Not on the internet. Gaming is still kind of a niche thing. And, it's almost weird to have detailed knowledge about it. If it wasn't like the most popular thing, like everybody knows Halo, talk to most dudes in their 30s or whatever, they're like, oh yeah, me and my buds used to play Halo and stuff. People know GoldenEye, they refer to it as Bond. Even though there was like multiple James Bond games on the console, you know? And you just have to roll with it. You just be like, alright. I know you shouldn't be that way. You shouldn't change who you are based on who you're talking to. But sometimes it's just easier. Where it's like, okay, clearly they're not gonna know about that one room of the Forest Temple and think that heavily about why it's so awesome compared to like this other room in the Spirit Temple or something. You know, they're not even gonna remember. They're gonna remember like yellow and green. That's it. Unless in that rare instance where they're like, oh my gosh, I'm a huge Zelda fan, and then they like take off their shirt and have like the Hyrule crest on their back or something. And you're like, my god. But yeah, that doesn't really happen. Anyway, that should do it for the Temple of Droplets here, aside from the boss. We did it! Now we can take the element. What in the blazes? Squawk! That noise is crazy. The Octorok stole our element. Yeah, it's kind of neat that all the bosses are just generic bad guys. But they're big, because you're Minish. There's some cool stuff here, definitely. Alright, what are we gonna do? Bust out the shield? Well, it's gonna be lantern-based, though. It's gotta be, right? Oh, okay. Don't even need the shield. I see. That's not good. Yeah. Almost feel bad for him squealing like that, but oh well. Yeah, I think everything I've just ranted about just kind of carries over from high school. Just the shame of liking what I've liked. I've maintained it this whole time. I still like it. It's still mostly what I do, but I'm highly ashamed of it all the time. Because I know there's not enough people that actually also like it. At least in my day-to-day. And especially if I explain it in the context of YouTube. That is one of those things that it's too much explaining. Like, you can almost sense the disappointment in the silence that follows your answer, you know? And I just don't want to deal with that. So when people say, what do you do? It's like, take a guess. But I think it would be different if it was something like, I'm employed by CBS, and I am in the gaming media industry. And it's like, oh, that's pretty cool. But if you're just like freelancing, playing games, nah. That makes people ashamed of you. And you can just feel the judgment tingle down your spine. But that's just me. Most people don't put that much thought into stuff, I think. Not like that. What are you doing? Getting into more complex patterns here. Well, you know what? On this whole topic of things, I'm sure a lot of you guys, since you're on the internet and you're interested in this content to an extent, can relate to this. You probably spend a lot of time doing internet things, hanging out in chat rooms and stuff, or whatever. They're not called chat rooms anymore these days. I don't know, man. It's just that whole... Oh, that's it. Okay. It's the balance thing. Talking to people on the internet or talking to people that are actually in your immediate area zone that you actually see physically. Like, is there a right or wrong there? Or no, there's not, because nothing matters. There you go. You've got the water element. Water quenches thirst, ends drought, and nourishes life. The embodiment of that power, yeah. Well, alright. So we don't have the wind element still. Wait. How come it didn't take me out of here? I suppose we will learn about the wind element. Somehow. That was a cool dungeon though, I liked it. I almost froze my beak off in there. What? Hey, I'm a boat. Young one, child who seeks to aid the Princess of Hyrule. My name is Gustav. I was King of Hyrule countless ages ago. Stand before me. Only then will the path open to you. What? Was that just a dream? He said he was a King of Hyrule. Not the king, but a king of the past. Well, we got a new heading. Okay, there we go. There's our new thing for next time. And a new area, okay. Sweet. Well, sorry for the rants, you guys. I don't really mean anything by it, I'm just talking. So yeah, we'll go back to town. That's a good starting place for next time. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it as always. And I'll see you next time.